I would like to know more.
Send is the best money transfer app in the market, with one of the best rates. It's also fast, reliable, convenient, and has no sending fee.
Wow, how do I sign up?
Just head over to your Google or Apple Play Store and type Send.
Thanks.
Don't
Yankutuna sio nyamenono yanana sia wa maya tamfuate shoko hey tiawa ne de no wayama na yamenwanwa hey wayama na timwa atamfuate shoko Ghana for me the unbreakable joy is blessing oh she HRETV kosuana she na be yinshira unbreakable keep it locked.
Check the statistics. What from beaucoup d'État on my big six. We remove all the girls, logistics. You want here top speed, Olympics. Yo, what up, people? It's your boy Natalie, and I'm watching HRETV, man. Keep it locked. Badman operator.
Hello, guys. It's your girl Pamela Odame Watara, and I just want to recommend HRETV for you guys for all your latest interviews. Just stay tuned at HRETV. I love you guys.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching me live on HRE TV. His Royal Majesty. Oh my goodness, I love the name of this TV. HRE TV. Oh my goodness. Just catch us live on YouTube. Just go there, HRE TV, and click subscribe, and then get update on everything that they put there, and then watch them also live on Facebook. When you hear the name HRTV, you are talking about television that comes from the heart. Oh, HRTV. Oh, Makuma Tomi Emwati. Me that one say.
Good morning, children. A B C D E F G H R E H R E H R E T V. Go and watch HRE TV. Bye bye.
Ebusafo ya mabunyina akwaba kesiye eba HITV so bosom for HR pick A ena numere ni mo babedi dwumedi kesiye pa da ena dwumedi ne babedi no etifi asem no ose Ghana's MPs and the Brouhaha surrounding parliament na chese mrashe ebedwafo a ya pa mo wo Ghana ana insensema ekoso ewo parliament ana ende ye ba be bobo ho ya dwedwe ho ni ya fefe ho na afi ya ba be mu na ya to apete ama wi asafa na nya na wo so de wa twenkyere aba na ye di nkomo no ama na ye fe kama sabre wonya ba so a mesra wo se sani nkrai koma abusuafo ne wadofo nyina no obia ense adaje kakra no mbra ne yendi dwedi mane kama samuni hwa ye de dwedi ya enye ye munti na obi kan ye bre nti mo embo mo homode ne ma ndi dwumede no na enye kama meni abadwafo titiro pa a ma doko ewo amanyosemu ana also no omo akoma eda Ghana so anase Ghana do omo koma so ana ye ba bedi dwumede kese yi na mede chia kese so ma obi biara be bia wo bia mede chia kese pa emma dwumede ye ba bedi is proudly sponsored by Feel Good Services. Feel Good Services ada rema and ye di dwumede yi bro. Feel Good Services say ba dwuma pomuden dia look no further not just say pomechira kwan no omo enchira wo adwedemu nimde ne adwedemu yare mu titiye papa ebeboa na say odofo bi na say foforo bi exhibit any symptoms with me up and one man in tempera. So na Happy Glow that remind you me can say bro. Happy Glow so more Shaman Estates right opposite Veggies and Grill Pub restaurant can say that one of them. What Happy Glow say say brand they pair or beauty supplies, cosmetics, facials, eyebrow, hair lash threading, waxing, pedicure, manicure, acrylic nails, and there were all different types of nail designs. And you know, Happy Glow that make come from Happy Glow is one of the fastest rising business in Ghana. Omaso ya sene de den ti se ne ye dia homaso okokuo ekon ene di dwumedi ebra wono no. Ohwe akamfo homa no ti ba ko chiche mudumi ansa na o se wonsom enu ne nipa na sa wanya ahwan de beye ti sabre no minu na yesuso adwumanu ni ayama na ye kama enti na Arise Ghana Youth ye di dwumedi kese ebra mo no. Producer director waso Fideni Mart is omi me Fideni from pa any youngest producer one that is a Wiser production and I make am for ma do for nyina no. Producer that say sabre ye di dwumedi ma be so na answer na me ko fa abedwafo na aba be kire ni di dwumedi no me pese me de big shout out kese pa be ma me ansa me mame Juliana Banfo wa Atlanta Georgia sisi amene o kese se udo Atlanta Georgia me busu kese wo pa ono ne da no so ba penyi busu penyi pa enne no di 70 years na hu no abedi so di 50 years ma nyankopo hira o kese pa no nya o kese o hira kese next ni penyi pa Oko South Georgia the Natchez Awards no wajejia be de obi wo de match se gugu be bia manyankopo hira pa any odo ene akoma pa we ya kire na onya okese na onkyere wo hyiam na onfa mfie bebre nka wafie ho mfie ho na emmewo saa so na obi bia wo hwe sabre bia so wo birthday air course so dia ena me de big shout out ena ema be bia wo bia sabre yen ko nko fa bedu from bra na afedie yen di dwumedie no manya fa kama ene abedufo yiro me di dwumedie no di kan feel good akwaba.
Yeah, Edwin.
Ghana yogurt now din is on.
Oh, we are.
I me hope.
Oh, we there are me fan you.
It's that you nana calipo. You nana calipo and you say you feel good you first Ghana yogurt. Okay. Not just say you nana calipo.
Nana do not say nana apio.
Na say almost apio nie appetition nie nana nie. So what you say? It feel good in here, not is a Ghana yogurt to Sunni. When you so figure about your chain, how can Ghana to say?
Oh, Nyamia do boko.
Okay.
Number one, my brother, or yet to have Adina.
Oh, and I said, oh, baby, I catch it. Oh, baby, I catch it. Yeah, that's it. A fish up, so your first show I know year of the year. It's a fish up package here and come out. Yeah, nice one. Young Konyankofa, Professor, Doctor, Kopokwepi. No, I'm going to say. Nice one. I feel any experience. Now, one point, you might also saying our brabo. Also, or Ebia prof near, yes, Ebia, Calipo, now you go to the end now, they chere.
Oh, medium, Nedem said the Nibisa by Yamia, Madachi, Mania Bibi. Monsieur Philip Kakra.
Mate. Nice one, Prof. Afishapa.
Afis any in idea Ghana.
Amen. Nyawo kika no the fa dia yina yebedi wechi akọ. That is your good people. You wechi dey. You be make it. Alright. First show of the year with you guys, and I'm very humble and very happy to have you guys on the show. Yeah, train ama Dr. Bakus aba ana kusti mensa capito so ebio me say happy birthday kesepa Phil in there ma Julie birthday then no the 70th the 70th birthday you know you're celebrating kesepa Dr. Abre any fashion way so na common ko the fashion so be any prelims be abeka be the fan common so na ahwefo so aye crado say obon etie no mutie sabi kakra ye wo akatro na se bu akatro me de say me de me finfina me moderate edwe no sa su na mesra ahwefo say mesra oba so no share video no ama na video net back ko na impact the right people that need to know. One thing I also want to say more comments, any more contributions, very, very highly encourage because more and more fear no said they are done that some can say my dream ebie esen bebre na ya na kra yenya akonya yeti amche ni modi nkomo no eti bisra ma more from contributions no more questions number na yendi dwube man nya kama medam ase mo aba she nyina asoso nyakobo nhia mo no nya mo kese yes certificate first question so and then we're talking about what happened in parliament Mr. Sawon kasa no me too style na am one na patch me nya feedback akra. And we're talking about what happened in Parliament on the eve of 8th January. Adebachi 7th January, no, Mr. Ramon Fanchani. Adebachi 7th January, no. It never been in the course, so we all knew about the process with the Parliament, the solution, and also, the swearing of the new MPs. Dr. Bakus about HRTV, so.
Yeah, me now ask you, Charlie.
First time on the show now.
Yeah, this is my first time on the show.
Oh, nice one. Now,
even though I do, contribute on the side by writing on Facebook and stuff like that.
Some who comment me I'm not done prayer. Or no any doctor, I'm not done prayer. No more beka ho ye did me dey na mana ye kama no. Okay, going into the main issue, like I said, let's looking at the sitting arrangement. How it happened, names were set in place, and what I call the white doves. What kind of type of you will see the white dove, right? What I call the white doves, names, end of the Musochi place, and stuff like that. What do you guys make of that? Just that if you feel good, you call prof, so now if you prof, you call dogs. Feel good, young couple. Me muting the side of my wife.
Yeah, PK, me very sorry. I said no me started feedback being to man take question here.
Me say, what do you guys make of the sitting arrangement in Parliament on the eve of Parliament, dissolution of Parliament? What do you make of the sitting arrangement when the white doves came through? Was there already names on the sole majority side? Because I said the right side of the speaker, and the changing of the names and the misunderstanding of parliamentarians.
Okay, medase, mechia ahwefo nyina. Sefini has say sha, mechia na Ghana yogurt no so here be o mami hu a metima me libia bre no. Ono nko a. Mama ka ne de echi bia no betima hwe maka. Oh, nice. Ya ba so bia ne sa betima ka. But Dr. Oboko ntwi de echi ne de kasa. All right. So in terms of the sitting arrangement, what's it? That's Parliament, answer na omoba betina say on the 7th and Opanankasha. If you follow the events, you realize there was that power struggle as to who is going to be the majority. Enti abra omo na they assigned the MPP to the right side of the speaker. I knew said there was going to be that protest because that MPP for making it clear said there is no majority in Parliament as it stands, and if even there is, then they are the majority. And now obviously, to make a statement to say, Asemna or more Canada, they have to back it by action, by proving where they sit in Parliament, and we know say the majority sits on the right side of the speaker. And Ebra Koba the Sana or more a protest here and make sure say it was changed. Immediately we had to see say they were in to make a statement for the night, and it wasn't just that one. And while follow proceedings, who said their statements were made throughout the whole program, and I want to believe say it's going to continue for the next 4 years. Also, they kept talking about say there's not be consultation. Nana, His Excellency nanaaddo Kufuor, I can say. They have to come together to make sure that the governance of the country yet nobody is reaching out to them. So lack of consultation from the beginning and the manifested in some of the things that we saw on the faithful day. And it's in before Kaka say put out the way a casa de yes say put out the Omuka says here. And Kenya said no maybe sir eda edi ewo bedwem.
Okay. All right. I think so. You've made way in the clear. But what do you also make of the gidi about suno and in the case of Ursula ne honorable Kwabena Minta Akando situation.
Honorable Oslo Usidia no. I saw on Obia Ponsa status where he said the ND parliament is very, very nice because he was abused and did not raise a finger. I think he said that was an abuse that he didn't mind enduring. But on a serious note, though, I don't know why he will go and push Honorable Osler's stuff to the side and then take over her seat. At that point, whatever arrangement had been made, the parliament has started. They had been into it for hours. And why go cause a stir in the middle of the whole game when especially tensions were high at the time? Oh, and maybe could do baby yes, the seating arrangement issue had been an issue. It's gone on for some time. Marriage of Obia taking the seat. Then she happens to get up and then you just come over and take a seat. When I said, this is an official gathering, parliament for that matter. And what you guys will watch before I don't think it's a August war. But Honorable Osler, so actually, despite the fact that we are before Akunya, tried to push him off the chair to where she ended up being on the floor herself, then getting up to sit on his lap, I think it's and also it's an August house, therefore treated as such.
Okay, so all in all, and I mean, one London, do you think, say, the switching of names and places now, the NDC took over from the NPP, supposedly, do you think, say, it was in the right doing? And I say, I mean, at that point, behind majority, behind to be able to be biatra. So, some of so they are second, first come first serve.
Okay, so in terms of whether it was right or not, as I said earlier, they were in to make a statement. So from the NDC's point of view, it's very right. Because Percy Chambo said, we're taking over parliament. And it started by taking over the sitting arrangement. 2, by the Speaker of Parliament. And very soon, I think he said, in terms of numbers and everything, I know that some of the cases are in court. But I think they're pushing to show, if even all things being equal, they are down by 1, by the former MP joining them, Krampuna, they're going to exert that either power, authority, or by showcase, they are the majority in parliament. And that is when you realize numbers in itself sometimes is not the majority.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Prof, what is your take on the question?
Meda se mechia watiefo ne wahwefo nso enyina na mesan echia menua Philip ene wo ene menua ba kona oka ho no. Yebusa Benjamin Franklin say America a republic and I say democracy. And that's how the man is say a republic if you can keep it. Enti Ghana a republic if we can keep it. Na ye share ni esi ye no a it's very dishonorable. In Tokwa, ene mabawe, mafa ballot paper, me de ashemenum, me jane yakwache me nankrofo hen life e wo TV. Na hwese ni ankrofo bre ye di atem. Etu abama ankrofo na we no mbekwa koye as leaders. It's very shameful. Very, very shameful. And what they did there was very dishonorable. And ya de papa.
Okay.
Now, Ghana 8th Parliament of the 4th Republic, oh boy. Ebeye de. Na ne da ebeye ne se akoye se fanity. Na menso memfa ne dua. Ese wo so ye president a ebeye ama ayepre e wo parliament. Nti ebi nso so e fa ne dua no. Na ne yesi wo ho na very interesting. Ne di kan.
Ye di kan no. Young sitting arrangement in the so no.
Me beka sitting arrangement in ho asem. Nya me kan nya na ye preamble. Na just say me me de boasie tenten na se aha okwa sitting arrangement a yenim se yenkonwa no ne yesi anya ne yakofa China fo nkonwa bae
Aye.
Omo parliament nim se yetu nkonwa ne de China fo nkonwa na si ho no abamba bendie ne yentimi ntu meche Ghana fo ade bibibi
oh wow
and say ya parliament no hosa enti ya 275 seats na 275 seats no ansa na obenya baabi kura speaker be hu no yesa wofa baabi ansa ebi agi nuro ne niema opagya ne nsa so obi akasa so efre no ne yetie no obi nso kwa 4 years ye mfre no enti obi akonwa ayade ehia no pa parliament ne edika no because obi ti wall achi wa pagya ne nsa 4 years speaker hu no yesa o free wall na achi de pagya ne nsa te se class 1 ne pagya ne nsa no ansa ne yehuna frɛ no na wo hwɛ sanya city ne tie ne ebobɔ ho dodo enti covid ba ye ya omu gina hwe wu se ntokwa mokuni nyina ebi mask no ne hwene kra nkata in fact ni omu ye ho na ye hare hosem na eye gidigidi ene enti arrangement city no ya wo problem wo ho konwa na bobɔ ho dodo and this covid time ni bi enti obi an show leadership attitude mu kakra ye di kan no ne to so miye ne se ye to abawie na nkrofo ba most nkrofo omo san return ye no so majority of person keep on the seat because if be a seat ne boa no na man we ni ye because nkrofo bebre wo ha omo wa obi bebo ball a or yes sound the cross obi obi bia or ya put you into the game and to say nipa no be ya or ye ne say okay makonwa na me keep ya mama sa return me me keep the same makonwa but then people for buy no na ndc 40 on side there be am parliament house na me kotina me busa sa adentina muche musa na ebiti ha na ebiti ha enti majority and minority ha ndc no mu show ni say well yeah majority ti better majority side MPP force no Ghanaians should not fall for that prank yenim over 8 hours ni yesi ye wo ho enti sitting no de as I say ya ho bibi minim de enti a we can mingle utimi tina ba bia mane yeye e mane ye fe because ye nyina ye nuafo ne ye bu o man se ne ya chiche mu no aya na hadwen kakra but eboa whip no chief whips for no to whip people into the lines okay ya ye trouble mu nyina mo wa ha man akoto abama no ye enti abasa ne se abatu etu ye ne esi ye ne che se ebinom abehihiem pataku bi abehihye MPP mu a omo anto aba no ama speaker na meka ho asem akire esi ye ene ne amanfo office basa enti eno no maka city ne ho asem ne ho na pese meka ho asem biem
Eslowusu ne honorable Eslowusu ene honorable Kwabna Minka akando makona minta akando
oh ane de say metie kum chacha na oka ho asem se akwane fili ye ne ho ne adaway mache se ono so kando abeka se ne yire kra complaining se nkobesi wesela na ani anye ho se wo hu se ni kunu obi te ne so sa because omu nyina ya warefo Esla was being sarcastic knowing Esla and sa not here agro yeah she tried to be fun to be around with because then an attention over hono so wan fa bi anya agro we pia we na menim de nti a Carlos Ahenkra no man no kofa sa den because wa men akwana men nti onye obi obetumi atumrika yie esen komunya obi a onimrika tuo na ofa because video na SSI omunya obi a otimi tumrika yie na obi a wa men say de anya de obetumi afa ballot e de dwane but yes you know na agro no dey but people have taken it in a different way enya de a na ode ye watena konwa no so mapia no wabetena wona so onso wa mpia no emma wahu emma tension no reduce until that is what she was trying to do but obi abetimi interpret it in a different way depending on where you are coming from.
Feel line that you just see.
Oh, okay.
Are you saying say obi na man here?
Obi na man here then.
I go far back with the vote no.
The patch says so we video no na nipa mienu to
say the way omo man no so I'm asking
say oh there be nyame patch ni say Philip nyame patch ni say na nipa mienu to ho ana ahenkwa no ko gina ho no ka che nipa mienu na wo ho ni say o opre wo mo na hu say na ba ku bi gina nanim to mo press ani pa kro ni say fi ho So okay, ya pa san ko hwe biem. Fredi mu ho because bibi besi. Enti ono free ho na just say wait, open am here. Aha, enti it could mean say I'm just trying to interpret what I saw. Say the planet. Okay. And now man no moti ho ka say we say we free na nim no because
everybody so details.
Space not there to the car.
Everybody so details. All right. Dr. Marcus.
Yes, bro.
What is your take on the question, Yanko?
Okay, wait, thank you. And make sure BBR or share Facebook no be a OTA panel show you so. And YouTube, you know, but that was so mama Quenya say me share my drink kakra. On the seat, you know, I think it's you know, before after election, no, who say a more pie, no, they should have decided on this before the day, no. And so we decided okay, since you are the union, so even if they're gonna vote, and I say I'm to coin to say yeah, boss okay, yeah, to coin you so when they winning, and we are they should have done that before that day. Send you be able to be your better answer. So I think if they did that, nkabeboa emobia enya so okay, ye to aba ye winning ye wie no bia ye onya ye nya majority. Until I say we definitely that will come. But to prevent this issue from happening, no, they should have done it before that day. And
I say how? Because as of now, we still don't have majority in that parliament. It's a hung parliament.
Yes, what I was saying is if with the city in America, say if they could have even used tossing of a coin to decide the crowd, they could have done that to decide who is supposed to sit on the left or on the right. This confusion, we could have, you know, prevented it. And you call in some way see a kind of case now. As a Professor Kaino, name say sometimes no human also here. The way an attention there are some things I say echo. We shouldn't be say Yemfano Kennedy Japan, for example. The demeanor that day, look, the way Okasa all the time, now all remaining so calm. You should see, say there was so much tension, and we needed people to calm nerves down and all that stuff. And he was a perfect example. And I think so. Also, when or the year, no, to some extent, you know, Obi were outside, no one, or bet differently from you were. Ghanaian heritage, you free Ghana no. You better say different, but we are all no first time or all Ghana there no. Also be interpreting it so different, you know. Those are the things that they have to keep that in mind. The omoye and a call abonting we are seeing into what is the world going to say about Ghana. So they should think about that. Which next time, as I said before, no so city no decide and sana that day they could have prevented this. So the basic number trend, the next round of questions.
Okay, into the next one, I think so you guys answer question perfectly on the surface, you know. Again, we are only gonna basically talk about it with the information privy to us. No? Now, right now, let's look at the procedure of the clerk, you know. What do you make of the procedure, first the clerk's responsibility, you know, on that night, you know? Do you think, sir, he executed his duties accordingly, and I said he could have done it any other way, or and I said there could have been another alternative? Phil, when can I name
When the clerk, no, let me preface my I might have to change my device now. I'm using.
Into the Obin corner brand now. Obin corner changing the brand.
With the clerk, let me preface by saying, sir, what's it?
Now me because the Obin corner brand now. That's the device now.
Hello. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think that will help.
Switching my device now.
I think that will help. Osha clerk now.
I have Prof. Yanko.
Osha clerk in Ejuma now in fact, no switch pa. Ejuma waya and say, in fact, clerks no when you might be bromo ye. Say parliament crano, upesa we initiate bill As I said, what they call clerk in our office. Now, or piling in and sana or ne speaker na atenasiaka say, nipa be 50 at the bills aba. Na near one our person raise our floor, near debate on. The speaker na peke near officer yamfa and come was empty. Clerk of Parliament is very important. And every information be out, Kasabu be is gazetted into the trotto hall. Our Hansard no mu send a bear obi that should be obi ba obi huni a course our Parliament. Enti Clark Canadian can adwuma ye simple. Yesi ya betwaba. Eyi speaker. Na abano to no na problem no wo. Because I'm say me send where you be say ya two main abano. Obi ye na dwen say okofa ballot paper. Ya bo no tu okun.
Yes.
Na where the Parliament o about na police station kura bi ase. Where the Parliament will be here in life. And we've been so fire, and so on in a man will be street free, will be any shade. So, and the clerk in an Jumani say, Obecolati, Yakabo, Najuma, there no was like the electoral commissioner. Secret ballot, Yakotua by Uria near you, near the Amana speaker. Now, honor a lobby in Burma, people had to lobby, Yabeka and so was them. We have a sort of lobby person in Nipa a winnie. Now, I don't know. And you who say, yes, say, Abano will be an to crown or the Koshemu. Yes, me back to say no, or the Bomumi in him. The business say, a ye majorities and leader, and so such a man say, a ye Carlos Ahenkra, every menu or fire no, our Motsan or the Munushan. Oh, hey, and also deputy chief of a chief weapon Swabeka of MPP Bekas Abbott, and also that story say, Aquana Remienu. Nti akwaya 136 ba ni omo we na chese akogensi MPP for because we had egu yam dia and whole party na against nti information na won bebre but akwane de na oye na adwuma no both sides na man ye den man no esan say for 8 hours debate in that way and the military had to come in because someone tell me one asisa dia na esa soldier for ba no be maintain car your constitution mu no soldier for ni kwan so be storm parliament.
Yes, you better.
Omo frɛ omo so omo mra no meboa om say the be sanity will prevail no what me I election.
Okay. And to further your question on the about the clerk's responsibility, when it came to voting per se, do you think say the vote of secrecy was the best option and not said there could have been any other alternate? Which was the norm now they be your parliament,
Who follow trend na vote of secrecy was the best. And this is why. Answer no beto abano. Na kwasi osay out kwasi kusi chairman also one of the MPs in the Brouhaha for Akko radio station Koka said the president should not bring Professor Mike Quay because one minister parliamentarian trying to be him. He's weak when you and it's our bar senya or taste or no home any other way no. They thought to say will be to say Joe Wise. They say for which and I say will be better me a more vibrant, more young. Now, the amount for him said the speaker know a lot of powers. Utiliye be our parliament. In fact, we interpreting laws in the way our pay. Or a lot of powers by our constitution. And as I said, we will be very active no year, but Michael Quay a year for the past 4 years. And Sebekaya 4 years ago, no, then before majority, but more to about ni part 10 at Tiano. And Sise no or time be make can or time coach. Abekan we say obey speaker and crofo how no me do my business deals. Ebi o mani anye ho yenim ne ba Michael Quay Jimmy a contest adjustafo yenim ne see ye kere Japan was on air say he say papa na ka kire ne say on koye campaign man ba no me say ono so ne adjustafo a wo ma. So anything could have happened. Jomo decided say ye ne opener. Ebi ana obi ko to abano na on to my papa no na fe yakohu ya victimizing our party enti the be say send your Ghana election bia no a secret ballot yanko ya ni secret no bia nkoto ye wi ani ya kan fefefe but am say no bia so nti ne ho ase because obi ara so pese ofile ne hu say wo trauma we ana say won trauma we because a open pet it is say we observe behavior we research now observe obi behavior obi hu say wo hwe ne pe obesesa ne behavior I remember example.
Into that democracy would have been hindered if a comedian opened up.
Democracy would have triumphed. Some year no, a secret, but open no democracy because we be who so observe na assistant is to buy. Remember example. na madam for be a research no and onya funding to know crofo omo edru airport a omo use washroom and sana omo board omo flight na okwatena ho no obi was not fly da bia frequently ekwa adwuma na oba and obi say da bia for the past one we mahu sawoti ha and then na wo ye and also papa no suduru obi a na okọ washroom and also may tabulate omo use washroom for airport no no more who they need to expand in that way because a researcher may if you want papa na use washroom no be so obia who say observing the behavior akwala kra who say wo hwe no a osesa ne behavior so and this way you open say obia otu afache ne who say otu ma prosama kokwe anasa abamba bia and no nye democracy but no more insist because they are trying to force obia to vote for the party because we are tied. So, but I know your democracy. I didn't think I clerk no because no can be among best on betino.
Last question before before Farabano. Do you think the clerk was weak and I say Biana or you courageous enough to handle that position?
Oh, on your week. At the same amount for can electoral commission and was you see, say assume you no kwa. Why so far? And just ask no. You are nipa 275, 137, 137. I couldn't talk about Bubom who did a Yijane. No, nipa back then obetini aye. And we should be empathetic to him and very compassionate. On one end, Juma, but one or more some como buano on one man Juma and
yeah, that's it. You call feel good. Before I feel back, I don't know. Mommy answer Tox Brown question. No, every elections in Ghana is overseen, and I said overseen by EC. Every elections. So far as I hear elections, it falls under EC regulations. Into no rules are EC. No. Say you elections, even crampo no. Student bodies crampo no high levels of education. Elections to crampo. Me crampo na EC. Imran and also Yusuna. The year said you may no. Even though EC may not be presently over there, no. Clark no, operate under a friend say. EC if Imrebi or EC Imrebi said picking up ballot boxes we na it me a fan of far it can also be applied to them basically with the parliament standard of operations. Phil article internal young call and that's a very good question by Thomas Brown anyways though. Young call Dr. Bakus for our future Brown I feel about now or the need to
Okay, well I think I will side with a professor. Because Minko Clark Nasem no so to me, I think he started very good, but they do, baby, both sides of the part of parliament, Emma Nijin in Sem Kakra. The reason being that also started, not on what the planner or follow. Or by the main mission for the day was to elect a speaker of parliament. Through that, let me say, Afenyo Markins, Honorable Afenyo Markins. A raising point to say, hey, unsaka krata bi a chere say eni so obi ba na. Nti that was the starting point a man no eje ni nsem. Nti saa time no say ne nsanka ye na bi omo force ne say on ka say ne nsaka olusi God and that was it all. Nti man no ehun say utumi hu say na answers ni bi ode man utumi ma straight answers. Nti akoy to say oh when to me engineer na so. And later on, Obi Awaba Nation is okay, won't me in parliament. Also on to Namum, the BCBiano, I don't think that was right for him to do so. Now, I to say, I'm passing when your crack at a chance, Unipacono, own to member, stand by it. But who manage you on some own. And on a this, would want you in our buy, yeah, it's crazy. Let me go on the secret ballot. I think that was the right thing to do, as Professor said, Obi observe behavior. Even cry if you are in the house, na say, ye bibi, na obi shewa. Ujai, and I say, oh, mienu. Either say, oh, they are me yard papa, and I'm a yard money. It could be say you are doing a good thing, but the way of more show unti ube change you abrabo. Until that is why a secret ballot in this instance, because we need somebody who is going to lead the house. The say obia say. This is the right person. And yes, almost force say, Chinchinachi, Yemfa we, Enfambra. What say? And untina secret ballot in the year. And as Professor said, the other side knew say ebia papa ya de ne bai on to me and we if we go by the secret balloting now. That was why they were trying to use the web system, which wasn't allowed in this instance. And I think that was right thing for them to do, and eventually that was what happened.
All right, yeah, that's it. I think you guys have made it the point clear when it comes to that aspect. Yeah, Konya cover feel good in bra. Phil, so you okay?
She said they also me stable kakra.
Wabre. When can you put that question card I buy no?
Yeah, oh yeah, sorry. Technology new one sense.
I was there. Do you have able to away in this one?
Oh, only and so be quite fun. All right. So they about the clerk, no. In my opinion, the clerk did a yeoman's job. The human easy. It is a person you must see here. It's easy. All the way. Being stuck between two powerful people, and he still has to work with them after this incident. And I said, after that day, still I was on your Juma. And the clerk had to position himself very well. Say, one, he's appeasing both parties, and two, he's also doing his job. Because sabi person ubebua fafa na ekutia integrity and that's a human kasa so yeah. Yet we know so say edume bia no so no there are loopholes for him. And say he quoted an article before saying say they were going to do a secret ballot, which means he said there are other means of voting which they could have used. He went for the safer route, and I think he said, in my opinion, as the previous speakers that was the best route to go. A democracy here, and I didn't was a year to move who have to Abamano in such a case. Say, wouldn't you say the oh yeah, a yeah, men stretch say, Ubenyachi Dufuana. What am I saying? Because said the mayor no the person, the candidate I'm bringing it's good enough. I should be within myself confident to say, or more coming home. Ebe told me line. And I may pay also say I understand they say it's a caucus that chooses who represents the party to be voted on to become the Speaker of Parliament, right? But what consultation went on with the members of Parliament? I don't know. Earlier on, I say with the same problem that they had without consulting before about sitting arrangements, which Dr. Bakus also talked about, is that same problem soon with the voting. If there had been a consultation which involved the members of parliament and your names of the better on the day, then you don't put me in a tight corner as whether I'll vote for the person or not vote for the person. Especially in this case, so your name say, you're so tight. If we even lose one, we might lose the vote, Then don't let it be so difficult for any person, right? And back to the speaker, unia papa ne breye edu ebina no hukra mmobo what is say osharo esi trust was the about the say no as be predecessor ko retire ko be we make come on because of his actions, which is the frustration was all over his face, right? And the human there omo man ye den man and I won't blame him. You might seem say he sounded so soft at some point. You maybe I say Yankwaha, not Yadana, Yankwaha, not as an new of him, but only the words in a woman, every money a damn man, obviously.
Philip, who is here at Yibina? My quick submission. I'm saying, lessons are MPP near this for in a bell and says, you're two abani we are no more hunk for every year. I feel another president, number free council of elders, Nakase. When you lead out the house, when you chief, when you say, council is no more, or now they have just 2 days to parliament to enti. So I'm here in Tamwa. Can bet me a friend from winning for party in no mark a sacra and son of my bank crime. It's only go bedroom, Parliament House were crying the first time or banana. So because the Belucent Japan and the baby commercial bafo as a saw to my way sell on so bano crana gender than oba. And party leaders in a war parliament no we need time to convince a lot of people. And I didn't so attire. Can anyone care? Majority need the easy. And the last 4 years, any party and the 2 tier, Professor Michael Kwezo, we need it. because they had more than 30 people and they walk on the side than NDC. It was easy, but I think they will learn some lessons from it.
Okay. Bro, 2 days, PK about 2 days is enough to convey message in this day and age. I can't put on 2 hours to convey message. Enough.
Council no Nyame pa say council no shia no na deputy chief of plan na ya maame na ye kunu no you know na ye de ye but council decide say no ye reverse na yamfa ye nyone John Domelo contest ye no anu mo ye until they had to even needness they buy na kra no they had to change some and some like you party no endorse until within a day no obi wa wa free tolong afi no nam kwan pa oba. So, well, I understand in this modern age, but it was quite difficult to convince Obi. We had time to convince people during that short time.
Okay, so Prof, this is my point. You don't do it then you face this problem. Get me what I say. That it has on more performance in Parliament. The statement that you want to make to Ghanaians is that we are the majority in Parliament and we lead Parliament. Sadio Mani are at stake. Into risking all of that for the sake, he said, time no. You're born night too. Baby, yeah, nah. There's more sleep after death, and you will be at the end.
No, you call. I think so. You put me a very, very good points about. For the back, Wakasa already did that. You go to the third question. Now, this is where it's getting interesting. And for more formal comments and more contributions, because we really want to see the other side of now, let's look into the position of Honorable Kwesi. Honorable Kwesi, Asen North MP. Show the position of how everything evolved into Parliament, how the whole misunderstanding came about. You handed that part to the Nafide. You are near Queen, I don't know. Very good.
Okay. So, as in North case, court a ruling, right? And the injunction has also said he shouldn't hold himself as an elected member of Parliament and he shouldn't be sworn in Parliament, right? Okay. And that's a feedback. Oh, okay. And at that point, the clerk was saying, "Oh, my name to Abba." Then the minority was saying, "Yeah, my name to Abba."
There is no minority.
Sorry. The NDC caucus. Sorry, thank you. The NDC caucus said there be yeah, my name to Abba. No. Then he go deal with Onoankashane problem with the court. Now, I have seen a bit confused, Kakra, and Omo Mabi or parliamentary.
Answer question, Mr. I quite mean to be answered. To answer my wife.
Yeah, one question. That is my only problem. But we never been to us.
Maghreb, whenever.
Ballot box. And also see and I also say one so be a betty and financial one.
Maybe I think some Maghreb be said because if your parliament is said, or just say we not go snatch me.
To the back to the now Omuka say on to Abanonko facing the problem. No, this is my problem with the decision that the clerk took. Say Yamane to Abanonko facing the court, if so be. If the clerk believed to say documents, if he court hold na brenna, why would he disobey the orders of the court or hold on the knowing very well say you are to uphold the constitution, the laws, and all of that. And as the chair of parliament at the time and the clerk of parliament, said Dibia Mionono and yet Dibia Kumao. To chair parliament and to be the clerk of parliament, if even they were separate people, and Kenya Dibiaketwa, me sure say Kema move could be for a day, I can be yadi. And to have both at the same time, to me pa, and to as when Dimrano so or hold on a check by drink a crap. But then to the decision of NDC for were they sure say Man, no, we need the court case now. Now I say like court and the she into no ya man na uncle facey. You want na ye dim acquire the befaso. Now I so say Charlie for the boss and you near winning city. They will crucify one. I'm trying to think about what went through the heads of the leadership of the NDC party to decide on that because.
But I know that also Prophet Kasada, he made a statement say, people get if you quite tinting about it, they sit down, they lobby, they talk, and the docs also making the same statement. Maybe question and they say, if that was the case, no man lobby did that. Why would they try to sacrifice him?
No man lobby with who did that?
Within the MPP caucus now.
I'm sad. I'm sad that I don't know frame but my memory quick. It's all the many warranty. I'm sad. Jachi, question Jachi, a same way no. Ansana or Bebano. Na Canada Japan, I give video. I'm all call catch and say, I want if you promo hunti. And now, Omo Ekatakas, no, a Canadian citizen or documents. Well, electoral commission rule here very simple. Say at the time of filing, no, now or your citizen of Canada, and I said now one yet. I want to say, if you just say, because they didn't jachi, question jachi, or say, now what denouncing a citizenship of Canada and some are contested because when you so baby, that is the ye. Now, MPP, they are court. Omedi court to the judge at the injunction at to say a man holding himself accountable, say, or a member of parliament. I didn't know the about Friday. Either don't know what parliament dada. Enti afeko mark no busa ne say, afenyo mark busa ne say, clerk ne say, one saka or semen saka. And a Haruna Idris alert ne say, and yet judge and they declare who a parliamentarian is. It is the people of Ghana. So, and
that one I have a problem.
Go ahead, Paul.
Prof, that one I have a problem. I don't think it's a clear representation because if the people of Ghana that decides, why is the NDC taking the presidential election to court for the court to do what?
But in this case, in this contest, in the panel, Niana Omo can say, most judge and say he cannot hold himself because a Canadian citizen.
Right.
Upon this one, Canadian citizen. Intino, as I say, your man of Quano Queen one. By the time now, must have on or parliament or betraba until it doesn't hold onto a banner you may be no akokota ko yin one. What you say?
There be mentias here. Bebo, I know say
what you have to me some year for, but innocent until proven guilty by a competent law of jurisdiction.
Okay.
When no judge no the injunction no to no so no only evidence. So, the letter about parliament because the microphone here are out to get the vote majority, and I will use here to vote for them.
Okay, Prof. Meba, at the sitting in court, to be preliminary presentations made, right, by his representative, which may be his lawyer. Or which
the lawyer the uncle court, MPP for the court, injection.
The lawyer was present.
But lawyer and so no, and the judge aired. You see, there are a lot of things in there that the judge and Ankasana aired in his you are the bronze and injunction to the no.
His lawyer said the judge aired is the thought of his lawyer. The judge interprets Meboa and his ruling. Now, so all lawyer would disagree with the ruling of the judge. For you to follow the due process.
Exactly.
To me, I said the lawyer, see a judge na why a mistake. Ain't no young corners. Yes.
The question is say near some ya. You be odi man will be odi for. Say injunction just say on a member of parliament.
Anna,
because he's supposed to present document to prove that I'm not a citizen of Canada. Okay,
Prof. Say there are some quarter. There are so things that happens before the final judgment is pronounced.
Yes.
Anything that goes on during the trial, it's all due process. What must I say? which includes, say, a judge can put an injunction on something whilst proceedings continues when you're the kind.
Yes.
Okay, so that is what the judge decided to do based on what he had, which I'm not privy to the documents that were privy to the judge. But judge, I know the car say, they know or person, and as a judge need making the pronouncement, and that's what injunction the tone so at the time, you your pronouncement because the case is now over. Okay, so with that being said, me a clerk, yeah, right, and I make us say. The courts, of competent jurisdiction, and they such as a year bar as part of the proceedings in England, or they are told so say, Memani holding himself as a parliamentarian, regardless of who needs him or who does not need him. Memeka in the light is say disobeying the court, him being the clerk of parliament and the chair of the house at the time. One of the issue it's not about court because I think that is not what we're talking about. And to remember, no matter what's on in the court, the position of the clerk, and that is the point I want to make.
Oh, okay. Martin, what can I say? What I can say on that is that NDC caucus were able to argue their case well to the clerk to convince him. Say it is not his stake to stop that man, but or he came to vote. He can go and deal with the court. And how the clerk was able to buy into that, I don't know, but that is what happened. And
so this is one thing that we also have to look at, right? And Phil just made a beautiful submission on how to dissect the whole process here. One thing we have to understand is the NDC caucus used the operative modus operandi courts anthem case to convince the clerk for him to stay because he passive verdict Then we have a copy from the bailiff and I said court clerk then we can say it's okay. This is what is on it. It's submit here. Honorable Haruna Abuzana said, if you have any information from the court, can you please share with us? The moment he asked me that question, they have to leave and go to the chambers, go think about it, and come back and make that decision. Say, once not
no, or call back, or buy the paper be better to Haruna Muni. What I say? But I didn't see the content of the paper.
Any paper that was given, all right? Any paper that was given, presumed at 4:50 p.m. Our court's sorry, no. Couldn't yet been driving and from the tunnel, so it would have been of facts.
Yes. So whichever means by which a document
but you have to also understand that in Ghana system, right? For you to validate authenticate a document, you have to fill the seal and the red stamp, rubber stamp. Or anybody can do that. It's again, like I said, you are right, you're 100% right. But the NDC was smarter enough to use what they have at their first side before them, to be able to.
Oh, and your smartness and Kwapata can home.
I think that I'm enjoying this conversation, right? Because I'm obia, and then you maybe say no, it intrigues me. And it's
right.
Me trickle bado. I said Dr. Baku Sayedi because I'm sorry, but you maybe say it interests me more. Now you're talking about being able to authenticate the document. If we are saying a caucus in parliament doubts its authority in parliament, hey, who they are? If a caucus in parliament does the institution which they work with,
but yes, I'm almost almost yes, Emma Akufo de Nankasa Frere MPP for say or parliament say after 8 hours in the Akosu Yinano, someone consider yentimi and swear me in, give you in. Say be am so betimi abeso because dignitaries of other countries aba and agree anymore say. Enti patapa no work for them.
No, but Doc, if we want to talk about the patapa now, that one they mean some of the patapaism no mini problem because it's a tactic that is used in any dialogue or in any ABR. There are some of it I mean a problem with it, right? The physical assault part and all of that. Yes, but to delay the process and play all that tricks, you know, knew very well what they were doing from the minute before they even came to power.
But
yes,
the question is, do they have anything to lose when they do that?
No, they have
and work for them. In the end, you know, it has paid for them. So they
or just echoing what Prof said, the NDC have nothing to lose. It's one hour be losing.
Exactly.
Exactly. Have nothing to lose.
Exactly. Only the court to play Mahama Sakwa case as errors or best and no. And you don't have nothing to lose.
Okay, Prof, I was
about I'm a bet now. One moment, the hotel, I best where we eat. I didn't soon your parliament entity. A coup for the knife from a catcher's hair. Monfan on Pibiama and Nayasunge, never swear me in.
For some mission, Brad, about
all the tickets here to war.
I'm saying, Paul, Doctor Foodgood, my main borough where the patapaism. I'm saying, I won this because they didn't have anything to lose. And you see, we are said without planning, everything is left to chance.
Yes.
One plan of life, I will be able to say lotto. But we're 50-50. Because I may do with my students now, very interesting. Maybe $1 a share envelope all my students this semester. And I'm a friend dollar project, sir. Ubianko Ejusu organizing, planning, leading, and controlling. No fun tennis can around. When you say Ubi to me quite fundraising $100 from $1, Ubi to me $200, a be to me $50. Nipa me and San Omni Kuchalotu. Omni Kuchas, can Kuchalotu. Now, me mom F because Lotto a chance. Either say an Omni so Omwani. Until they gave me zero, even me, I'm a Crana may invest $1 more on my yana back. And it's a coming up. And we ask no, so one plan of life fast, and I because we left to chance. NDC a plan here. Until NDC year the day, in fact, a year more year demonstration when you chrome near year, son of Supreme Court, I almost strategy, no, because they are trying to get public sympathy. So, and the NDC for no, the NTMP Timitra NDC, they said they had to play by their own game. And I see boot for boot, you know. So, when Timia and tackle NDC boot for boot, they don't be because among year politics in a check. And the Bapata Pansua, their party came through blood. Remember, said Rollins on one emoji on this city on constitution. So, and it's a Bapata party, I wouldn't tell me one more. Now, Mexico, Sahim Trixie be our north. So, what they know for new Kwan. A man who been a belusu because I'm not in time yet, and to a time not to show the end of Bell Passa. Many distance now to 1-on-1, be winning. Maybe I must.
That's all. I just try your time.
Bro, I said, do Carlos in the end of the war. What's it?
Yeah, you do. I know that the next one.
Prof can say me, but person be choosing me West carefully into that. Yes, the chief whip of MPP, and the chief whip of NDC. Honorable Anodombre, and the Honorable Butaka. The actions of Butaka. They show the actions of Anodombre.
Brian me back. You see, Anodombre me back, and there be a. And I mean, you come over 10 times. You see, the problem is there. And in Tinakufado, another praying Yamre, Tinakufado, year and chief whip. Now, Yamre cry. On your view, Yamre. Now, Gentia or ye, Jenny say, no, city orders from the other way. So, until they were getting communication and signal from the president, and when you say, attack Chambe Kasai, and attack is very close with another prayer. Niana Cosono. In fact, as a Obia Tete, one I was here, Panyave Fanako. So, and Grofano Tiasam Nase. Oh, Omon Tiasam Nase. Because San Omotiom and yes, and 2 BM, some Musia Bia said, yeah, you need a parliament here will be Sabe. two year national election no. Ghana this time was the best so. As you know, 2.3% rejected ballot. Which is more than all the other political parties know near gum ni nada win minyanyae. And you're too good to don't tip. I had types say you near the pack or two or mummy in any sign. And you get metal for when was your mum penny at Werby? And then I did the day you could boot you at Wakanaka way in an abano. And Patapani dear, Obia yet, but I told the boy, a sanity prevail because your contract can't be a year, then what?
Okay. Okay, Dr. Bacchus. I think Prof have made it clear. Now we are they kick it off the ballot stand, snatching of ballot boxes, and also chewing of votes. Dr. Bacchus, what do you make of Honorable Kwesi position in Parliament?
Well, I think it's a very dangerous decision or taking risk no so pa. Na ebia ono ye risk ono ye assessment who say ebia omo case against me, because even injunction no kwa na obebeat ya the substantive case in this way. Say na one year citizen and sa woko register and sa woko stand woko nominate woman nominate you, then that is a very big issue. Maybe no injunction maybe obet me beat, but that case nankasano, how are you going to beat it if you don't have the right documentation to back yourself? So maybe stand na me yes reason na me Ghana ni and only accept no na meka say injunction no kra no say nka kamea nke ni say court no kra approve application ke gase nko dismiss say na omo dismiss wo techima no. I mean omo to abawi why registration crap we o manenko onye de ombeye owi a ombra medical case no. Injunction, what was the purpose of it? To prevent him from going there because of this voting na. Inti unse akoye said na omo the bibi share the other party so. Say na be ya ye benya bibi ye pesade we nti we have to have it in all anywhere ye benya bia. Okohoho ya omo kobi. Omo injunction, the injunction to so the Supreme Court overturned it. Tichiman, omo the injunction application koye. Judge na dismiss it say ma ye na sana kromon ma for no so munya representative, so let the person go unko represent you that day echi nombra no be dia asem no. And how don't we have that consistency in our court system? So being no unko representing a constituency, why is it the other person the monko being why they've all registered in the whole kakra na ya asem kakra. And when Dr. Phil was talking or cancer man also or told the lion na me can say Clark no onya the right document. I don't think say nkobija niemem. Because when you right document if you court pa na ugidi say court na de bre wa, you have to stand by it. Nti hono na man na asem no ye we kakra. Nti na make say ema oswei edu baby no na afi waye mre because we no. And if you can see I'm sorry both parties no equal any Clark no Kasai, then they both agreed say yama papa nembeto, and which is so wrong. So maybe they knew say if you Clark ninya the right documentation, maybe onya from the news and I say onya from other sources be in a Oyusu and India. And Menka NDC planned very well after losing the election. Almost planning very, very well. I who say majority of Ghanaians also voted for them. 6 million plus. And yeah, easy. Nobody expected it. And Usha MPs were very close, basically the same number of seats. And who said no, they had to have a plan in place to defeat MPP when it comes to this particular position. And it worked for them. I remember Okujeto Abrakwa Ba Asempa. And on say how are they also done your baby young fire some and it worked perfectly for them. And this MPP who are not cry. And as Professor Opoku Nkikano, NDC had nothing to lose. MPP Mona Mokita Bibia Esomobo NDC on bet me at Naswa for the whole night, about the whole day on because that thing can stop them unless they get what they wanted. So omo to abano neko against you omo dia nke different story. But once omo to abano winning ye ne there, it will be very hard for MPP to overturn it. That is what I would say.
All right. Yeah, that's it. I think Dr. Bakus have nailed it just as the previous panelists. No. Yeah, next question. What 3 different segments, okay? And 3 different packs, which is 1, the kicking off the ballot stand, 2, the snatching of the ballot box, and 3, the chewing, the snatching and chewing of the votes. Don't know. What do you guys make of that? Start from Feel Good.
The chewing of the snatching of the ballot papers is Saturday boxing. But let's start.
But there was a snatch of ballot boxes too.
Yes, it was different. And you know, my question is, I think that the headline of these incidents are happening in our parliament, and I'm talking about the various commotions, the political and all of that, right? Carlos Ahemkradieno, and Ababe the headline of the whole Yinina. I want to ask and say these things. Is it because they say Obi say Carlos must go to jail? Then my question is, I didn't know more Makane Domunko jail. What am I saying? Prof, me who saw Kasa but me ba. Because the problem they say
Maybe without question, so more Makano, for an hour person.
Oh,
honorable
Jinapo of the NDC side, right?
Mutaka of the NDC side.
Honorable Mutaka on the NDC side. Abra Jinapo Koshronum, there were other people that were fiscally involved. Is their behavior not anything wrong with it? Mentiasi or no mentiasi? Meaning, say Carlos again was towards the end. According to say, or not crowning the whole event in but his behavior to me, is not any different from Tama. Honorable Mutaka, the whole ballot box now, or if you on to baby before. He did that at least, make I cry not twice. Right? Asana Jinapon or course the parliamentary staff now no Jina Honum. He pushed him to the side, somebody else was there, he held him by the shoulders from the back, put that person to the floor, and then kicked that box, went to the other side, kicked those boxes, and pushed somebody else on that side to the floor. With all these physicalities involved, Unia, into Bibia, any wrong with it. And said that back, the other ones which just technique to get through what they wanted to achieve, which is delaying the process. You better Tony yesterday, it's another problem. But my problem are those physical incidents, the picking of the ballot boxes anytime something is not in his favor, then Honorable Carlos Ediana or snatching ballot papers, I think that all these incidents, is very unparliamentary, and yet say parliamentarians about parliament. And the reason why I'm saying that is now somebody might say parliamentarians are the chief of their own rule, and I say oh you or moka I say the BBI course for parliament will be
space over there.
Or one do myself no one in how but I think it's and nobody be more yummy ashe. And with these behaviors, so yeah, 2 general election. Let's say because of then how do we condemn it? What am I saying? But then I also think it's parliamentarians are representatives of the people. Therefore, I want to also think their attitude and behavior is representative of the people. Sorry, I don't know. What's the idea? I said the word may yes or the humor can from. The way Nipa so I also the parliamentarians is what it's your behavior throughout the general elections, and one almost called down and do but which tells us to say, as a country, we have a bigger job to do with our electoral processes and understanding very well that violence is not should not be allowed in our electoral space, and also yes, to whom much is given, much is expected. We are here. Sometimes I don't know if people say you use the word honorable or not for them. Esa me kai na me go back na me go honorable in my body no because I don't want to disrespect them. They've earned their title. Therefore, you best to say omonya things that are honorable. Say be ya ye from honorable na enye ye dimpi because enyo be bu onuma oya e mane ye de. We might say yes, almost ye nipa, and therefore the boy in him came out when he snatched the box. Therefore, I also want to ask if somebody at Ewutu gives a warning shot in attempt to snatch the box now, is it the boy in him that came out? If we try to justify any of the actions, especially the physical part, the picking of the ballot box, the snatching of the papers now, then are we also trying to justify the actions of the electorate on the day of election and before and after okay na? Mama memfa ohonembre by saying now say you decide to minister monsa yes sure mo say they should lead by example ankada yemu dodo na no naki ye hwese they see America no which was just a day before ye no aki de no beko kama naki etimi de Ghana etwa America boa o ma ya masisi ayense maka yenu mi de
and I say yanko prof same tangent.
Oh, maybe Kobili say I can't compare Carlos to Mutaka or Jenapo. I don't see how. Say kuku ni jaya kika no ebejai.
Yeah.
What was it? Say yes, Anna. I wouldn't have had anything to compare. But when you are picking ballot boxes, when we are in the middle of voting, there's something wrong, Kobe. When you are beating people in the middle of voting, in my opinion, there's something wrong. Okay,
Prof.
Yo, many Philip Ayajin say Nyomuya ni na on parliamentary. In fact, and Sunny na you can't base ba obi mo a yenim say elections here at least nipa 7 de omo buye. Akuye de na 4 years. The boni a woye ne say opposinache ballot papers. Na se ono wa ye na ye de na tumu a na ye kuma binu ma ya bom mutu ekoma na ye kan equal justice a ene na mene omo eye submission e ya dwen se omo ye se no ebinum so eko jail nyini se bo obi tuo ekono de ba so omo so ko jail ne de ya de sua e ma ye nyina ho se opening and as a leadership no is to model the way. Now, my model way no am say beginning make answer. And then I bi na ya allow parliament. Ya allow hooting, ubetimi ehuro bi or parliament. Omunyina omunim. Ya allow heckling. Away, you say you be heckle kasa no bi atwa no is allowed in our parliament. Yelling, allowed. Pushing, utimi push you bi or parliament. Awo Ghana. And I ubetimi achieve. Ubetimi achieve. But ballot papers. You see where the gray areas it is there. Chew no bet me at you. The cancer be call interview be na Ibusam is there. My before you go, do you drink? And I'm say yes. Now a Christian university almost where they sorry, I hire a Christian university, yeah, no more son near that way. And I'm say, but you didn't ask me what I drink. So sorry. Now and then I drink. I was be drinking pop, be drinking water. I was okay. And then there's a I'm swim. Oh, I drink of drink and it just I did be a alcohol. Son and in it. And yes, say you bet me at you. By near constitution say then I'll bet me at you. And so be fat ballot papers with you are because well I'm allowed to chew here. Because say university your friend is saying you be a culinary department, no say ubetimi aton but you cannot dance. In fact, I was surprised at why almost here you need license say betimi amam for sa. Na minim say sa we hear license. Now what try ko na no so asan so so emranga say idea bia yam pesa me kire say funny. You see, I always keep saying, so share a free caneno from the pre-media ages, ABC middle ages, in dark ABC Samria, and conform you pen bad leaders, pastors and lawyers. And he as soft was saying, I made a director woman, yes, they will go the wrong way. And the lawyers and so they are trained to win, even if you're wrong or crown, we're finding a way to win. A problem. And to open honest people are. Sometimes, I am not the because you speak to me through the pews, not from the pulpit. Nipan for life stories, and I will say yes. And you may question, yes, you cannot kick. You cannot kick, and then you're against our laws. You cannot snatch, and you cannot fight. And Tiansham Brand said, yet, was there a fighting? Yes. Was there a snatching? Yes. Was there kicking? Yes. And so these are against the law. Was there
one country, one country that was a chewing too.
That was against the law.
I don't know. The law is saying you can chew, but now bet you know. I didn't answer me. And what you mean to me because a gray area. And there was a kick, there was a snatch, there was a fight, which were all against the law of parliament. They were all unparliamentary.
But there were no parliament though at that time.
Yes, but as to parliament, also on more internal regulations. In fact, one of government.
Prof, there were no parliament at that time.
No,
but no, there was parliament. There was a session. That was a session that you did speaker.
Yes.
In fact, election now by January 3rd, na Monday no, your GOB account. Account.
And that goes into your next question about the invasion of the military. Military at that time there was no parliament. They could have had a coup. Okay, but we don't know who to me about Mr. O. The reason why I use the word invading is say, Obi me catch them say when they catch us from bra.
Because military in a free barracks from invade. They invited them.
There was no parliament in Swa. I don't think it's technically right because members elect of parliament, and a nation, and you know more
in. No,
but the American say they know more was a parliamentary proceeding.
Understand it, but still, until so what can say now? And then honorable Jechikwesi was your friend said not a citizen because he was already also in the process of being a friend said not a. Okay, but who they had to ask?
But the mention is there. Or more atenase na ye you more no atenase or more conduct business of parliament What's a parliament? What am I say? Anna major there.
It was a house at that time.
It was a house. You're right. We are trying to open the right door with the right key. I didn't understand. Were they all parliamentarians? Yes, you're true about what were they doing? They were doing what was parliamentary.
Yes.
And one of parliamentary business. And it's a parliament.
Yeah.
Prof,
and anyone free. It's work. They were working to be paid. And a Jimmy is almost sticker. And to me, how separate you not from parliamentary work next in your parliament. So Obi Auntie Baby, I was they were there in parliament to select a speaker, which is a parliamentary.
Obi confirm me, mommy. Or more hours near you almost say, is it 8 hours makes a day if they go beyond 8 hours, or more double a time and a half.
Parliament Ghana no cry a part-time job because they sit in the house, 6 months for the year. The rest you are supposed to go to your constituency.
No, just in doing a sitting, and I enjoy more per sitting. So
it depends on how long you can go. Like cabinet, so I'm to meet in about 12 hours, and I'm to meet in 2 hours. And Tigana, dear, ministry, sir.
With their time.
Okay.
Overtime.
Can we make us a year time for Prof, so what do I know say then Dr. Bakus in brain?
Okay, yeah, thank you. I think, sir, I will agree with Dr. Phil and Professor MP. As to where electorate, are jailed for doing the same things MPC here there, then those MPs, among they should face the law. And I will add the voting system now, Kasampo. How normal voting or more those who show their ballots and also should be added because they are the people edit our problems in our starting here. Because over secret voting now on follow no. That was where kicking of the ballot box in the BMU, picking up of the ballot box, by, and then no actually leading to snatching of the papers, Now, with Dr. Phil, the American said the reason why I'm say honorable Ahinkra no teaching more say anyway no, yeah, because of Oma yeni nyina Oma county Obaku lead. Basically, no Omo county and obi 136 na one bad ballot, right? And Omo kind the other side. Into a call no na it is a wedding kugo, but oh fuck pine be so. I'm on my that is why I'm saying the headline no on na LED headlines nina. But I wouldn't say people obia or involved in any of these should be cautioned or something because you can't obi kofa ballot paper omo shoot no obi kofa bi omo jail no the same things or and one and more into why to me I mean you are the leaders more na more leady bibia bia no more the benefit nko na more dwene which shouldn't be the case because obi kofa no more jail na I think say obi oye kicking because oko election day uko kiki bibia obeko jail right
That is my point.
They wouldn't spare you so uko fa ballot box they wouldn't spare you uko fa ballot papers now they wouldn't spare you so why are we doing it and I remember said before they started even voting Isik by out because say you can't even show your ballot so you are not supposed to go there with a cell phone so that is also another crime so why are they doing it is it because they are MPs or they think it's okay, so and that is what is happening in Ghana now. More classes of citizens, Ghana, you see, and we
talking about classes of citizens. Honorable Mutaka, the chief whip of the NDC, or got on the general election. You move your how or tono. Why is that okay?
That was wrong. That was
the second one.
The Constitution does not bar that. Even though Akolani is minor, no, ultimately will be or elderly person or Brew 18 register with me will be a due, say you be a disabled, and I say, yeah.
Honorable Mutaka disabled.
Minim, Bamba there.
Oh, yeah, it's just like the law that you talking about does not cover Mutaka.
I'm not covering him. I will never. I'm not his spokesperson.
Okay.
Yes. Next one.
Okay.
The next one here.
Okay.
Oh, no. Michelle. My next one here, Honorable Carlos Ahinkra. I think say on a double jeopardy. You kai the corona case. Then Abema Nade. I'm saying, I say the tree. I only have to move the tree.
Let me add. Dr. Entry, even though the Constitution say elderly here, me and I made him sick. Me the mame ba ketwa so untu they wouldn't sell it to me. Even though me na make it and sano me bibia, they wouldn't sell it to me because akwalani ni etuaka and I say akwalani kra nekita. Into the fact to say or elderly or na akwalani vote if it is true me see when I am one kakra and
that was on the lighter side and an American but
okay.
Selective justice say a problem. Then yes, say even where you will birth certificate is not recognized by the Ghana card, any or passport, any recognizing. Meanwhile, the primary document you birth certificate, any Ghana card, you birth certificate. So what is the essence?
Your issues.
Information. Here I was saying first information. As your Supreme Court, yeah. Amewu winning here no Central Coffee mitra voter eya adwuma na me pani management corporation epen minimum ho nyina lipe mate omo kan leleme ewo ayi wo na chi hwa in fact amede pa rolling school no ne fu eho ne yesie no trust was Central Coffee almost every day be any was Central Coffee the most a year town in voted Central Coffee almost one to be and 3 places a kind of constituency almost and twaba you are my friend and yes we winning am I whole court am I accept it and it and this is no our parliament no so because I did a constituency now somebody you are my friend am and twaba ni bi but that is how you know
some of these things, you know, Doc, me pacho, but some of these things, you know, just the dynamics of, you know, what's a continue ruling, you know, the issue at stake is whether honorable, whether honorable Amewu is rightly elected or not. I think that is the contention. Continue.
I don't know the answer. I don't know more of jurisdiction.
Jurisdiction, right? Whether the people did not vote. Okay, so the court's ruling is whether they voted or did not vote. It has nothing to do with honorable Amewu winning the seat. It's not quite the parliament. Now, the issue of jurisdiction or one voting, they are disenfranchised, which I feel sorry for them because they also got a hard to vote. But also, there are technicalities in there as to the timing, the demarcation, redemarcation, where people say they didn't want to belong to a certain group and then they had to be shifted to another place. East is Unia, with everything else going on, where did they have time to do with that? Actually, remember so. One of them, any honorable problem say, easy, and to be for one share a constituency, one to other. So that one is a different one. But in terms of selective justice in here, we see so many of it where somebody does something, goes scot-free and bosso cry. Obisu be near bosso, near bonnie say no so called. There's somebody else does the same thing or less, Korea punch you. No, them with 30 years.
Dr. Bakus Yako.
Yeah, and some near there, ya canning in a do something.
Okay, into Yanko, yes, feel good when it comes to military not going over there, no, their business over the quick one now. I feel Yanko, your last but 1 point in the so.
All right. I want to believe you said the military will not just walk into parliament without an invitation. What am I saying? There was security inside of parliament. And sana omono no more bonte. So for them to come into the parliament house, I want to believe say it was upon invitation. I read somewhere say it was upon the invitation of the Ministry of Defense. But we knew say but I want to believe that there was some invitation or being a catcher of also inside. Anything or more mobile. Now, I am not for the military coming into Parliament House, right? I personally believe that there is a place for the military and they should be there. Even say you saw more among civilians, you do more backroom near the I have a thing against it. But apart from the deliberations that went on, military the next commotion, biggest commotion that happened was a Hinkra time. Omuba ko yetimi to aba. Yeto ya mane koso. Ye wie start kinkaye. Ye kai obi hwe ye na na otab ye do say away. Na edok kai dok kai. No I mean.
It's one.
Maybe there is now the military carried in was not a good thing. But there was some level of order. I'm not saying say presence needs to be my order about parliament. That is not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that is what happened, right? And should we always have the military before we set up and do the right thing? Shouldn't be the case. Anything that someone will argue, say, That is why the military is with the civilians right now, which, as I said, I have a thing against it. And then the money leading to where the military had to come and guard parliament, right? Your police will hold them. Your other forces will hold them. Can they do it? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it part of the military core responsibility, say, or mobile war with the citizenry and maybe someone protect our borders against enemies?
No, Ghana is different.
Okay, so what is it? Ghana, there
are some units that are being that falls under the IGP. Or listen to them. They do policing actually with the police and IGP. They take instruction from the IGP. And there are also some people. I'm gonna show you. Or me a military. They just take upon themselves to just go around and barricade and just create barriers just to start from people. Again, they are still military, but at the end of the day, they are more because they say there is not much for them to do outside the country. They use them in diverse means. If you can sit down, the contract be nanaaddo do you go sit down?
I know they are good, and they are good, and they are for it. I don't know what's I don't know different because I don't know they are the professional units of the military. It's in the say you use more for more profession. It's okay. But what I'm saying is, you do a mobile for more of like police role in amongst the citizens. And non America say I have a problem with it because two reasons why I have a problem with it. Bako, the image of the police has been dented with corruption and all of that, right? It's in the city and the military never become one. Sebe o omani modu. Enti no ahwe ni ya sebe mpedifo manimu a ye ya ma omanim aye hare. What am I saying? Any other way?
For the choice of better words, like we I say we look some value, not necessarily money.
Okay, thank you. And I know make I say I was struggling with the right words to use, but what I'm trying to say is you're lighting no more up. And secondly, so notice that we've seen policemen very having barricades on the streets and all of that. But no unia na the who that day membusa say day enyame meka. And no one there so it yes that I say police military na and common level of discipline very different name omo bibia the enemy soldier for no I say yi kakra it take kakra until that men I me say the military eba into the criminal ne the omo mengo ne there be yemo mu wo ho no ma who soldier ni a dan kwaku yewu a say share we to kai say ko dan wada de who Fred Barra as a crowd for program I had the koye the day it has to be.
But even the police themselves don't have business in the Parliament House. Even the police themselves don't. They're not supposed to be there.
No, he said they have their security.
They have the marshals. Into marshals, no, you're major. And now, no.
I've always seen police in the Parliament.
Oh, who are not a bodyguard?
Okay. And
bodyguard. Yeah.
And remember, there's a security or Parliament, or Monye. Where people belong, let's keep them there. Because I think, institutions are made for a reason, whether it's effective or not. I still have a lot of respect for the police service, despite some of the challenges that they face. But
okay.
Military for no bridges near dine there unia eboa ka no cracker contract fees bebre so.
Prof Yanko.
In fact, for the past 10 days, metnase 12 hours every day. May hear some research bina o program ya boa me pa. In fact, binim say o program to me release tension sir. This is the most relaxed program that I've ever had, and
thank you.
It's nice. I have to recommend. It's a compliment. Sometimes you take it so serious in life. We need to relax and talk about things and have fun. So I'm on 40 years. Yes, I do, because a boy Emma ultimately relax distress. Parliament I war marshal. Na amanfo bebre aka say enka na yesi ekra no esan se wontimi mfa parliamentarian court for what happened in Parliament. Almost a lot of immunity protect them. Marshal na what Parliament, and discipline them. Any course na chewing, any boxing by any kicking, any year chasing crop for heckling is winning in a person. And Marshal were there, but they could not act. And Dominic Nuttall, Minister of Defense, now in charge of armed forces, he has a right to call a military in to come and install peace. Because for some reasons, Ghana for a soldier for one popo. But who could hear, I know who can create Nimusa. Because of 1 city, 2 city now, doors, and he said, a poor kind of menino, a doctor, a kind of menina yarding. So good, I come in a yarding, say, and more hurry, yet, but of course, dear, for second year. 1 city, 2 seasons, a bear would dang. So, Omujaya, Kuru, Jaya, Kaki, Canus Bejai. But they call them, the military have come out, the Parliament, House, like I said, they invited the military before they came there. Namiti Avram Moshe, or Casa, a soldier for a buy and a bomb, a munitions, and cannon, buy it. Then I know, and a Nikas of the name. But you invite you on Mumbra for many moo and my peace in previously because Nana cost one and not said the airtime. At no credit or one work an airtime. And yes, sir, yep, a Parliament Marshal, you be used to no more to me discipline or more Uncle Potrom. But me who said Marshal and I said discipline MPBR. When privileges committee in a year, almost okay, I befro. Now we appear before them. Now more any work as an work as be a best sanction. Our Parliament, but no crown for be I dishonor the House. I'm a Marco Privileges Committee, Uncle Sishay. So, I think, sir, that Henry said, was it effective in solving the problem, military presence? I think the answer is yes. I'm a president, need to restore some calm. I'm a to meet Twaba, a speaker. I'm at the next day, and to meet a president in because you swear president, in a war, Chief Justice office. Even the Chief Justice will have to come to Parliament to swear the president in. And because of that, we needed peace and sanity in Parliament House and send a president in Abba. And I think, sir, the military presence solved that problem, even though, and yes, I already said in Keba.
All right, but I say, Dr. Bacchus.
Okay, well, thank you. I think I'll agree with Dr. Feelgood and Professor MP. I'm saying your policy for no there, my dented, my image is dented, my macro muha, Kaminim says soldiers, a different breed of security other than how are you Ghana no.
And if you can talk about you being a retired military man yourself, I will come say I think so you can give us a good broad aspect of how I will like you said, I will make it on. So I wanted to establish that grounds before you go on with that point, Nyanko.
Okay, well, as I said, no, my macro one cabinet says soldier for no crown, no, near maybe I saw more yet, near maybe or more yet. Most of the times we see people in military uniforms or outside. You might think it's almost soldiers, but way National Guard for no so a use military uniform no. Sometimes we wait to say, oh, na see US class soldiers cry no more yes or more yes. US soldiers they are obeying so more yet BBC humanitarian works no na soldiers here ewo kroma pa. And that is what them said of the feel good recommend concerning nanaaddo AUSU bimoye no. That is what they should be doing. And yes, bibia omo boss soccer be say soldiers wo interco soldiers wo. I mean, yes na omo bre omo way as kakra.
Now what film about before we make a point. Asoma wo school I feel call here. Some way interco now say Kofodia se take. Some way interco now say police for show up. They beat the police.
Remember.
And this is soldier father and son of Majai. So
Eastern region soldier for the Oyen and soldier for Eastern region. But Mamika will be soldier for the other American war. Right now, you even see them at private parties.
Wow, sure.
Private parties, not soldier for a security or honor. I mean, how?
Dr. Marcus Yanko.
Yeah. Indeed, I think it's the government of the day should desist from using soldiers, They should desist from using them. You got me, Omoba chamber, I was scared, what came into my mind? Let's say, at the NDC for Esheda, yes, send a bear, use soldiers to overthrow the government. And that was what came into my mind. Initially, because at the end of we didn't have any president. I thought, so okay, is it some kind of maybe overthrow elected governments? That was what came into my mind. But later on, I mean, they were against it. It wasn't a good thing, and they could have taken the nation. Strong.
Doug, I think of course you're trying to say we cool, no. It doesn't have to be the opposition party.
No, Matthias.
Out of the focus in Ghana, no. Mienu was for their own interest. They weren't for the opposition and they weren't for the citizen. It's so that for the buy naka. Obi remu na didn't feel me at this point, you know, I'll take over, and if I start any move, I might get shot or this guy might be on my side. If I could make a decision, who will lead now? They would have taken the country ransom.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, that because of the way NDC were resisting a lot. And I thought that was part of their plan. What I say, that was my thinking. So maybe they planned to say, okay, we don't want the swearing to go on. We'll use all these means, and then we'll call them to come in to do that. That was my thinking. But they traded about say a government in power mum, and I say elected president, group no na friends or mumra, which was not good. Marshals no so onye omo ejumaye. They should be strong. You see, institutions in Ghana are not strong. The only institution which is strong in Ghana, I would say the MPs are the most strongest institutions in Ghana now. Osha BBAC or MP Abrabum Biano or free. MPs, any main politicians. Let me use politicians. Because legislature, obi koye bibi, almost a judge akwaji bibi, normal punishment. But who say MPs almost tap punishment. So we should do away with that. And as I said, police also and step up their game. They should step up their game because we rely on them so much, and we want them to be the force behind internal security and everything. Okay,
it's going to your final points. Now I mean, not your final point, but your biggest.
Paul, before you say, I think we should let Ghanaians know, yeah, I mean, who ye and your family military, no, because you said now the first point because Bibianka Bibia bet me
yes,
but a history, no, your name say history, no, military, no, baby, almost as a free presidency in now a year parliamentarian say 100 a year big deal, but Cabonisi will be trimmed and a whole room ransom and a 275 MPC now, and can look at what will happen in Ghana.
It was a bad.
Next time, no, a man, yes, I'm mistaken.
Very, very bad decision. I think it's a classes. Class prefect camp we don't make it decision.
Yeah, master, in the heat of the movement, sometimes it makes these decisions.
That is where now more experience comes into play.
Right, hindsight. It was the worst because Dr. Bakus has some more kind. For me, I never thought about it that way, right? But as nanaaddo came making that point, and I was like, oh wow, it definitely could have been the case for either one of them.
Yes, and
it could have gone south, but. Given the
your final point, no. Now, a Speaker of Parliament has been voted in place, and for the first time in the history of Ghana and the Fourth Republic, the 8th Parliament voted a Speaker of the opposition party. First time ever. Is this strategic? We're going to look into that. Do we think, sir, Abba Bagman is a good fit for Parliament to be the 4th in power when it comes to, the 3rd in power, sorry, when it comes to Ghana? And also being on the opposition side, we're going to look into that. We're going to look into the sideline of Abba Bagman join or tries to oppose presidential candidate Mahama our primaries. We're going to look into that also. We're also going to say, is he going to execute better than if Professor Mike Okoye had come into a friendship? Then the final one I want us to look at is the playing of MPP for number 2 man. Could it be said it was lobbied and now said they were fed up with Michael Quay, and they exercise democracy. Yeah, share this four aspect of the new Speaker of Parliament, Now for the and run it up, wrap it up, Yes, that if you feel good.
And the main starting video.
Oh, so your point way, the speaker, is it the right candidates? Your friend said, and also with him being in the opposition, how is the governance gonna go? And also, we friend saying, with the other MPP for NDC.
We can go short memory. They all can do so. I'm starting free back with them.
Okay.
Okay. So now with the election of Right Honorable Abambabe, we say one, he's qualified because anybody that qualifies to be a member of parliament qualifies to be the Speaker of Parliament, right? And in terms of qualification, yes. Let's also look at the fact is that he's been in parliament for how many years?
28.
28.
Yes.
They're about Fourth Republic,
92.
Into our parliament. Any Indomie for the crop when you see parliament, you see Indomie babies. But on a serious note, then in terms of qualifications, he double qualifies, right? Nothing against that. He's been the majority leader, he's been the minority leader. Yes.
Yes.
So, we're serving the time. Now, I also think it's NDC choosing Abambabe was very tactical because during the last primaries now, Omokoye to choose their parliamentary candidates, Honorable Abambabe was one of the leading candidates. Now which was Wamba for just showing up. He was punching hard into the camp of His Excellency Mahama, right? And now see you feel honor. Now you don't got parliament then we don't have that opposition going into 2024. There's also been a lot of talk about as to whether NDC will bring back Mahama or not. Now, say any main contenders then it makes it easier for Mahama to ride through the 2024 nomination as the flag bearer. Okay, and see, I think that tactics there is played out so well, and I also believe it's having followed Ghana politics for some time and Honorable Babin, I've seen a bit of Obia principle one every channel. And yes, party na didn't be so we cannot negate that fact. But I think it's also he's a man who Sebe, he's paid his dues to date. This is the crown to finish it off. And I don't think he would want to dent his image by towing other choice of words because this is a political correctness in here. I don't think it's Sebe, and you may be any say or now, and then I drink and or beto party line, no why So I'm trying to say, I don't think he's going to do anything that would be at the detriment of the country in the light of political expediency.
Because of maybe his presidential ambition.
After the Speaker of Parliament coming in the crack of presidential ambition, may forget it. If he's able to do a good work in the next 4 years, he's still fairly young. He can go for 8 years. What am I saying? Regardless of the party that wins in 2024. And I would rather go for 8 years of Speaker of Parliament than go for 4, and then if actually he wants to chase a presidential, then just ojai 4 on real 4 no I could chase in 2024, and also real 4 now we jai now was about to chase in 2028. There will be too many things against him at that time. And the I was settled for this as my icing on the cake in my political career. And since he's been in Parliament all these years and raised to the Speaker of Parliament, for Parliament now the favorite time.
Do you think so he's the best fit for it?
Oh, best fit, as I said,
no.
Oh, can be my baby.
Okay.
Oh, and it's simple. I'm not easy, mommy.
Okay. Okay. All right. And I also know with the whole, do you think so? With him in power as a Speaker of Parliament, do you think, sir, a bit more affected the governance of? And I know that now making point, so you don't think, so you would do something that would be detrimental to the governance of the citizens, no?
Who said him as a person? I don't think so, because I want to believe he said the person I've seen over the years, said he's grown more, he's matured more, and he's even better than before. I want to believe he said he's going to do the best by the country. But as to NDC having the Speaker of Parliament, who said now it becomes two different things. And NDC can pull certain strings, can do certain things, which may make it difficult for the government. And I've listened to some of the leadership of MPP, of NDC. It points to the fact is that most just a year, but to be any Kasa, in the next parliament. One of each other. And as a Kasa Nibi Wahonoma, my impression say, if we remember when Nana won last 4 years, some leading members of NDC had said they were going to make his government ungovernable. And it says here now they have the numbers, they have the Speaker of Parliament, and all of that. How easy is it for them as a party to make it ungovernable for Nana?
Okay, my last question for you before we go to Prof. Now, do you think, sir, strategically, the NDC when come a big bill also a passing, NDC strategically, can have backbone, kind of like maybe a bit too quiet, which will push Joe Wise into the position of the Speaker of Parliament, then MPP for lose votes when it comes to passing a bill. And I said, knowing the man that as Right Honorable Abba he will probably not even fall for that kind of strategy.
Because I'm sure, baby, if I'm to chair a meeting and I want a vote to go a certain way, I will chair the meeting perfectly. But I'll skew the vote. What am I saying? Parliament is the parliament of like technicalities and laws and all of that. And if he wants to skew anything, he can technically do it. He doesn't have to absent himself for Joe Wise to step up and then they'll lose a number. Now, the numbers that we have in parliament right now, if even now that the independent candidate is going with MPP, I don't see a day, and I say many days, you 138, 137 in our parliament.
Of course, it's never happened.
And no matter the kind of bill that we are going to pass, there will be a reason why one or two people will not be able to be in parliament on either side. And who say Speaker of Parliament, faking that is too much work. In my opinion, politically, that is too much work because if it's to come out, that will be a big blow to the NDC. Because then, since the course of Parliament, the public is looking at it this way. We have this divide. Why in the world the interests of the country are at?
Yes.
If either one is to give any notion, say, sabotage government, if even the public would make that statement in 2024.
This year is a year of strategic planning.
Yes. In the same vein, the MPP for also maybe so to show say yes, you're not frustrating NDC now, even at the detriment of the people of Ghana. The people will also make that statement.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Prof.
I'm saying, which of them is the better candidate, depending on where you're coming from?
In your opinion, what do you think?
My opinion doesn't matter now because now we have somebody as substantive speaker.
And that is why we're asking your opinion.
Is it even going to be better for you to release it?
Yes, I think talking to some MPP MPs, some NDC MPs, the way election no call, what they feel and they say, are better for Ghana.
Okay.
Because we're going to have a situation now. The executive will not take parliament for granted again. To send a Japan deal by because we want majority to be ankotoma na yakotono. Since a Japan deal a baby moi. Well, send an apple a Dr. Alforian to me Philip Okano. A year was said, Ubia chief whip in the bay, and Juma make sure say, Ubia 137 over. Near me, namely, say, and I am predicting this Ghana for you. Yabema Esiama minister straight. As a ye, because speaker now, we in free hawk say, ya declare the seat vacant. Now, on your UBM, say, or your deputy, second deputy speaker, don't have a seat anymore. But Esiama to be able to join MPP, no. We declare so but and then a Westminster system. Meaning so me few time explain you see
Speaker still has a seat too. He has a vote. First deputy, second deputy still has a vote. The only person who don't have a vote is the right honorable.
Now make can say will vote, but technically no on MPP because he cannot be whipped. Because one map a hole in it on the ticket of MPP, so you cannot whip him. And the chief whip cannot whip him to vote for MPP. The only he say, "Ubetimi a convincing and wabe join na wabe boa wo." Na no just a woman bibi. So there should be some exchange of horses. And as I say, a man minister. The man minister there na ubetimi aka say MPP even though also walan in home with MPP no Friday by Parliament this year, and they have to do some exchange to make sure say or no make sure say this because he has a trump card now at 137. And I can assure you, sir, a Drew Japan deal, I'm just giving that as a case study. You have Obia fully represented. And it's a person winning case and our budget now per say yeah. There's a Obia including or non-so will decide. So and that is when Niana Paul can also valid. And a bank can be smart and say, okay, Mentiapo, and first deputy speaker should go and say. In that case, he cannot vote. And I'm Lusu. And any scenario can play. Remember, you are dealing with NDC that are very smart in these situations. And TSA also is smart to meet them. And what is going to happen is that Siama will give him a ministerial position to cement the case. He said, letter or true and by Friday, MPP will make sure he does that. Now, Mom says, well, back home official into a true bar. And you should the year to a because almost cast will be unfunny because they knew, sir, it be better to hear my cookie. Wow, and I didn't acquire Christian touch and because Ubia did not gain a number of parliament and a scenario Ubia can play. So, and to send you any dear, as so be smart, so be smart, and yes, sir, policies are about parliament, because budget is approved by parliament, or by a Japan deal, any other deal, but now the house is going to be stronger, which is really good. For checks and balances, it's very, very, very good. And the executive the BB bar or who kakra. At the end, I'll call upon one who TSA say omu our a drosha or one who kakra and on mom who's also at it. Sometimes the fact say a year hang parliament now we need majority and yes, how the idea be aqua no me vote to amantino. Executive need to be equal parliament as a sit on back to whom you which is good for Ghana.
Prof, that is very true. But the American says, nipa. On the day that you bring in the bill, I get really sick. I'm in the hospital.
Okay, I think it's a very interesting. You see, we know Afoliama NDC for real. Looking at the Elko Nano, Afoliama NDC Papa.
Yes.
Papa. And things will work out for them if they use it wisely. No, don't just oppose things, keke. But mun using it wisely. Niama ebe bua omano, mama embo omano. Niama ebe kuetia omano, mama maimba. For example, yesha ministers no, a lot of them will come from the MPs, right? Into hoka krano, and this MPP Lucy vote wo because I don't think the ministers no more they be normal back unless this time around they will all show up to vote. And another thing is who decide on which bill. Are they one more be vote to a bill? So another more be discuss a bill. Why they be decide? Is it the speaker who decides? Okay, bills are you winning? Okay, we na me person me the first. I don't know that much. So I say, and no speaker they decide on. Okay, so if or no, it will go for the NDC. Into our say okay, and that ministers be to kwaya. Then we address this bill. What happens? MPP we don't have the numbers, and this will win. Until anything na MPP say on seat. They know say easy maomo and it's gonna help the nation if NDC episode a minor. This is the time to do it.
Dr. Batus, my people say no. Komu yo medjuma yi a anka on be pray there.
And on I can say on say niam bebre ekotia omo from omo nomination process no. Obi dey say for me na MP asem say. Or say mama na ma for technicalities bia manawe. You see and you on nkwa enkrofo bebre. Nti ama nkrofo hu say no. Enye anything na on say niam bi to say Japa deal. People were against it. Friends say ba ku kura ba ya omo yi minister yedi. A married deal.
Yeah.
You see, into all those things, people are, you see, social media does a good job for Ghanaians now. We might not value it, but a year Jumapa, everything is on social media. Into the obey will be no a crassy chromoty, and you might think so a crassy the but they take it, and that is why they were punished. Into almost 8 man or man in year no na amwa man saying. And let me talk on this one as well. What can be about who is the best? I think he should, because why MP, why minority leader, why majority leader, why a deputy, second deputy speaker of parliament. Inti onim eyinimu kakra, inti which is good. Nayan share to say special prosecutor. He was an NDC man, right? Now be again say, oh, one man fan ya oba NDC MPP de obey juma diam MPP. But you do baby no. Okwele back and look at the last days of Nweno. Nieme Bibriwa the bar out. Being part of it. Some confirm out.
Wrong
Dialogue.
Example, wrong example.
Okay, let me. Okay, well, my main my stick to that. And my main stick to that. Ministers in be free MPs in the Enti enona ebekun etia MPP more. Enti Babin doesn't have to excuse himself. So me yari inti memma. He doesn't have to. And as Dr. Phil Kano, there was a way obetui technicalities were obetui use at the Abuane party. And definitely, even though or you're straight, but still, who's a party na or party mo until the love for the party will still be there. And I don't think he will step down to run for a candidate, being a presidential candidate for NDC, because Oba own winning, so when we near it will dent on one image. So that one day, I don't think he will do it. But let's hope for the best. And your born empire say your MPC omumwa no man tumpo, and this is the right time to see Ghana progress because of the Wahang Parliament now. So close, very close to say. Dr. Entry Kabibi. Before I the bill bebano, ube show me due diligence, ube making sure said there will be omunya assembly and count and sound the about international executive no in a way to bring out good policies that will move Ghana forward.
All right, final question.
Okay, me pacho me ba. Doc, who is that? Can you be boa crampo ni say? A brand prepare bill no. There are that friend is the smaller committees. There are committees on whatever. That's also there are representations from various parties on that committee. Mo make sure say bibia ye kama won put up there. No more the more dia ba bonte. Mo di beto parliament on kwa afofo de o madua ba. Ya to so enti ya kasesie ansa na e dia ba.
Philip, why you know at the committee stage, you know, yetimi ka bibia wie. Ye be bedroom main house no na di pakra sama di Tanzania.
Yes.
Parliament me ho sakasaka o. Esi kene mo hunu wach sakasaka.
No,
we were there for the interest of the party.
Look, but the mention is say who say with parliament, you know, sometimes trade-offs, you know, one ever channel. It's even say even with the choosing of the speaker, and say no. If it had been say okay, what you remember for speaker no, but unia edru ni say so anam so ma papa ye chi amaye. One me che no. E bedru baby no so no, they also need the MPP to cover their back. Unia politics. The fact benkum na benkum adware nifa. Sa no mo be ya de akọ. Enti no so ma anya ne sa no ma anya a lot of things behind the scenes. And that is where I'm coming from.
Okay.
A lot of things behind the scenes ebema entokwa ede di bebre wa bonte no entesi because
one of the bekans at the committee stage, you know, ya bopwa ye say omu free hono na ono akogina media na okugyecha akogina media. And I'm giving this because I'm close to another prayer. He was the third committee chair for foreign affairs. Okugyecha was his ranking member. They would talk about BBA say obi free wa na okugyecha gina press na oka ho asem. So, but you know, you can't trust people on some of these things. But ube hunu na oka wasem wo baby. Enti no akwaya say nia ya kasie ni nyina no yenya bedru bedwam ho na enya dwuma biem. Enti na then let's vote and open the numbers. And the numbers na akotai. So on this say na wo ka no so wo yare kura ebobu abomodu abetro ma obeto aba. Ikokokro botin na enyia yen.
Okay, Yanko, final question, and after the sorry to begin this one. The final question is when during the inauguration, recognizing the vice president of the country, Right Honorable Haban Bagwin.
I don't know, no, from within the officer, no problem.
Haban for some money, Bagwin. Or say,
remember, Doc, 4 pe. What the idea the Kwame Neka ho say?
Answer Kwame Nka ho nia.
I say the question of this time was recognizing the wife of the vice president, and a deal of the boy was Ramatu Bawumia, and a lot of things are going around ABC and the first wife, ABC and the ex-wife, ABC she doesn't even exist. And you know, a whole lot of things are going on with it. Other parts, I don't think they're decency. I don't want her to go to that side. Do you guys think? I mean, what do you guys make of that? I'm starting to feel good that video. Yeah, I know. Wait 1 minute, 1 minute. I can't. We fancy 10 minutes. Yeah, sorry, you did this all.
Only politics. Meaning the trust had no book in him, right? But politics. If even it was a mistake, somebody is making a capital gain out of it. It is up to Dr. Baumia to come out and say, if or two wives are or a Muslim, their religion allows them to. If that is what it is, also, I mean, where ceremonial wife, where a housewife is close. What do I say? Seven, Right Honorable Abangbabe, if you know of his
yes.
Awesome. That means person be born also, but Doc, I can't.
I don't
I don't know how no say Dr. Baumi also the too. Na religion allow, and even apart from no crown pono, I know body is almost in a na almost na say the be by so e. What am I say? Yes, but then obi oya na adwemu bi na obi ko ka so abado one beto ma se hwe me na me to ma de yesika beto yamamba one never no and also ho no and you know if this is official then what is the big deal Paul
nia me hu yani say abamba be sania e tro wo sheet no so no no as to whether so no hindsight knowledge say Baumia ewo ba fofra ye frɛ no eye Ramatu ana se Samira ni fie ye frɛ no ni fie din ye Ramatu nobody knows. But you say ye de Samira ni mbae no she was smiling. It means that she wasn't offended. She wasn't offended because he said about the right name because okase minim see a friend is Samira but e din me wo hey Ramatu na menye so se sa de chenti obi a wo ni fie din. So Ubia won a nickname a different enough for Nintino. It could be anything, but since one making capital be out of that, Obano Anya were offended by that, I think we should let the sleeping dogs lie.
Okay. Dr. Baku.
Okay, well, I answer Dr. Entry, I hate my point in the paper.
Nti
I was also going to
oh,
say, ebia ni dinya ehye kukuwe mu ankofo nim and omudi shame. And the other side of it is I had to say be ankofo so use bibi e da sabotage device no. Because if say ni dinya ehye kukuwe mu obi enim and I say any girlfriend or say any wife or the first wife or so then why would you even put that name on that sheet? For what? And I had to say power play across room. And into that, sometimes we don't have to trust everybody, regardless. Miss Hannah, me I say power play kakra wom, and almost person who use that against him. That is how I would say. But on the other side, as Dr. Professor Nkika, it could be say in India, if your mother friend will feel not free, and into no bani buimfu.
but there's a picture like you say, I don't know about
but also Dr. Philgood Sukai Bibi, say Oba Nobel clear himself. Come and say, and the other side, so you can't always be answering questions. Bibi, they do sometimes Obe mana brushing off, and one bed die in Ghana. 1 week. 1 week time.
Psychic for hydro.
But Dr. Bagus, who's there? Within a week or so, that romantic case will die off. But say once it's on swa, that chibiano say ebio future ambition biana ebesaba.
I know that is why they started.
When I mention any menu, not what clear. Say or no, or honor, I or honor, my second as a most.
I can forward a bit. Which I can form on my team and such a budu bakona. But to say we are here, no. Sasun and say, Mama, dear by now, you can't, no. Said Bawumia, the vice president, Bawumia Amabe Yina Noa. Say a Bruce knows or any future ambitions, me and some fast,
But to know the anya now or no for Rashida to Asher to Sama to know the Obiadi to a and
to Obra menu to Nano. Yes, you better to the moon. I'm an told that.
I'm on the Beba.
We'll find the final words by Rania. Sorry to begin. So you're starting fee for the Bakus. So now I found the final one, but when they call feel good now, I feel they call Prof.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I think it's the American their Akwe. It will help Ghana. Papa. Parliament now I hanging on about Ghana. It's almost using year, not just victimizing the party in power, but almost using wisely. About minor management from. And I did back also America if MPP votes here, they should always consult broad consultations. They shouldn't just handpick and I say, oh, when they am funding. Election way, they should go back and make sure, say, they should do a broader consultation now than they did in 2016 and then 2020. And yes, sir, 2024, they will find it very, very difficult. Looking at strategies at NDC, usually we need the speaker seat. Now, as I said, no, it is looking good for NDC as at now. And yes, sir, it will cost them more in 2024. And Araba, I'm saying, me can't we no party no and yeah bad sir. But that was my thought when I saw the military in that was what I was thinking. Maybe that was a way for them to overtake, to gun down the president. Say like, I'm gonna you cool, but that doesn't mean say I'm bad. NDC is not a bad party. They've been in power for so long. They've been around since '92. It's a formidable party. It's a very strong party. And when I see people say the NDC, it's a very strong party. And look at what they've done on the case of winning the speaker's seat. So that's what I'll say. Thank you very much.
Before I say feel good about I say, why are you jealous, PK, of the man having two Adams? Master try him. Let's see what happens. Allah, I'm not gonna try out. I'm not jealous. I'm just being fair. Say, me can't say obedi no one no. Me say asem no say baby ma. Me first obabiom so be or be contested for any presidential way bia me me kokko kya so na sa ba biom say who is Ramatu Awomia me na be nka say o menyi no one but you know one so dia e be boa cause Sunday the year now the friends abane friends abai the ball ba no ye de ko bote jam say abane bu near the mahama the sa ye de be ye do say e do so na so ka so be ba and governor say it go over me Charlie seriously if I try to go over me okay yeah go feel good yeah go
Okay, I shall say by saying, say, ye the Yamiasi or baby or dear drew in our governors, ne ya batwono, ne Susa so, ne cheese, ne cheese, ne, the Akika we thank God for how far we come. Now, in relation to a name, some na yekano, ye best say, sebe, penimoya de ne nya, yetimika say ye. What do I say? And I say, penimon so no fear. Can who say in Chimebi wo honoma or more show. Now the way the kind of on nation and namo. Ain't say the more snap. Yes, say you expect better from you and not what Sebia ye to abani bisi no yes we are me pamocho. We expect more than that. Then the next thing they say, these politicians, sometimes some me person me kase omu nsua de mfidi esi pemu adekocha me kasa ne se abra ye to abani wie ya omu hu se parliamentary seats no apai no most of the things that were coming out and they say the imposition of candidates on the electorates and the mo lose omu seats no do da ain't I want to find it difficult as to why you did my kokwe eba not broader consultation as Dr. Bakuskaya broader consultation and also with the people that are going to vote for him to make sure that we don't lose that seat, knowing very well how important it is to you. And also say LPP for the more trumpeting, we have the men. So do you have few men? I mean, in terms of quality, or you have the men in terms of quantity and quality. And the Professor Michael Quinn knew on my so when you be beyond obeti me babesi na nai. Papa no, when you me hone kakra, wa bre mo man ne home. Say you no choice so dey anye penny for be yeshremu mu di kakra mo nko ne mrante so bra.
Akuti apeni.
So oya arade ba ku bia wo. Then my next soon say now yes ya to abawie ya ye bibie ofie echi eni abofno the best ne say going forward ye ma the interest of Ghana enye at heart. But I will conclude by saying say political taxes there and this year the CNPP me that say
yeah, I say feel good in the abeshe so bope any conversation education concerning mental illness and I say mental health I feel good just say yeah can form out do busia for no feel good that ya promoting no no anything honor no and Martin and canon no yeah that's it feel good yeah Dr. Professor Okuhechi cause Kwame near Fanka one and then your four
Kwame ni madaka mu dimo so meda mi nua no mo
apart from the couple baku biosa or
Asawara.
and Prof, let me specify. That's a product of great Ghana. Yeah.
Madam Minia, Dr. Bakus, Minia, Dr. Philip Oforian, as Philip Diamine from church boarding in Asta. When
you quit, don't know why name Bagbino.
Sure. Am I documented? You do the next fifth agenda. No, I said, first one I'm a trouble. Me say you not buy you.
What else I feel?
I documented that I was my main who here I'm a trouble. But I said,
who's all can't say, oh, we can't say what cocoa. I can do house now, so assistant again.
What's in the baby? Because only by the one yo, only by one yo.
People are not people.
I'm saying, in fact, we program me. I'm a manager part because sometimes you see baby I'm be serious. Then you be say I'm relax manage. I'm say Akosia Williams or how I dream pa Paul. I see. Better Ghana for us, I'm the Ghana for idea. Professor near to a but for incidents, see ya and for woo ye near that way no. You're queering our democracy, ya dear way mabaso. Near Tossum, you know, and it's politicians, I are not sabe, they don't learn. And then my also in position of candidates in Nkrophobia disqualify one more party because Obia and I just say if you come your person on Kwan and Crawford and echo. And to know you're good, obey and your man of quine. Let us me and penny for no, you see, Africa is the only continent. You have 65% below 35 years. And so leaders of Uncle Crank. So, and it's over the level of thinking and Kalano they are very smart, but only no opportunity no to rise up there. And Timomia no wasam so near Parliament na ya can wasam no. Vote is a question besipa any kunya haban. It has no benyansa for. We are say or yes smarter than smart. The word is eclecticism. Now, send NDC for no tactics there. You see, when I'm a soldier for. And a soldier for no strategy, how they call by do what tactically, which is sound tactics. Based on opposition, the way almost some play, you know, and sometimes
contingency, you know, you have to.
You can force the opposition to play nonsense, and I think that is exactly what NDC did. They force MPP to play nonsense. Our electing of the speaker, no, Ghana ne be winning. Me GD say to say send a parliament na you know, at least some checks and balance, be executive, you know. Any president, any parliament, and a judiciary, no. Send a Ghana and a baby, yet the a parliament say, your bedroom whom you listen, say, your new majority, sir, Nayaka say, Obianso, your constitution allows say only 50% of ministers in free parliament in it, you know. Obianso person catch the hour of the president to get ministerial position, you know, yet maybe no more voting for. Oh, we say me per second, madam, and I'm track a crab. Mammy, but I couldn't cry into me. You don't open to call while you are from crying. Mijidi say Ghana, Ebeko ye, Mumayan in so mubi because, sir, a year, am I in. In fact, and can yes say Ghana ni be at no brony chrome. Can a papa one kayen yet if ye now yet you nim the BBA one more my because send on my omodia. Yes, you bet me. A problem in ye too, a leadership and a corruption.
Yes.
Yet me, I ye leadership ye now yakati corruption because World Bank report now may report Americano. Sika de breast a brain one Africa be $128 billion, half of it. Oh, make 25% a quarter of it and they are in individual pockets. Near the 60% a chia yamuka, Yakan ye be a development.
Your profit.
Young choir name, Mama, ye near me, ye near to tea near me, a choir ye, my near and this near people, near respect each other. There's a reason why we'll be MPP, there's a reason why we'll be a MPP. So we should respect that. We behind this yabuano and your system here winner takes all. It is a way party ban on any party lose to accept the sabi. Toilet to cry, public toilet, you give you some a man and a party by an ebetano. And your fair. Oh, and your fair. And it is on the get you be the party, then they send the party lose. So we're losing a Juma, we're losing a livelihood. The winner takes on is too much.
That's a problem.
Young and come home, Ghana ni Pajuma, young Fanyasa when this is Fakad bra, when people Fakad bra. And when my boy, who as I said, Unia no beer, no being Costro, Bia de Bia. Philip no papa was sent you can say. It's one of them Swiss Manoa, and I also just to be a queer. And you know, 7 minutes did not be the DBA and no man cost. Now, 7 minutes did not be the DBA. As I come for Korea, yet you try why as a woman fear you in our coin. In fact, me tell a crown on jacket will be seen at him. But just say, oh, shop with your own yam, cost I'm robbing near that way, yeah, and you're fine. But some men quite a man just a crown me area, no be a yana, a baby, I mean.
Promotion no
unemployment, you know, a dozen. unemployment in the Dawson. Mummy and create a Juma many panye. Near Rose. It's not above us here, Benya 4 lanes. I will have 4 lanes. Atlanta 8 lanes, 8 lanes. And then 4 lanes, 4 lanes for a crowd to Kumasi to take right that way. And can try. Now you're doing kitchen. Mummy and me big because
yes,
Manuel, that's Dunia.
And I say, Busha for you, I say, that be your 40 dinars. I say, if you could have my name did with Dr. Bakus, Dr. Feel Good, and Professor Dr. Inokopoko Entry, my proud person, it's because I'm in the course school back. I'm a boka, because say, friends, honorable viewers, and the Bunyan say, what can be the much media year? Some
more come leadership. In fact, me leadership consulting with Ghana, and me Google a year. Me live Facebook leadership Professor Entry, Entry, and me YouTube here. Leadership talk with Dr. Entry. Obi abeti me alcohol no wakotie. In fact, me Africa honsempa. It's not I wish Africa were me pese African so yetimi compete with the rest of the world.
Nice. It's a Mr. Ramon follow Prof. Ewa Leadership with Dr. Entry. Oko YouTuber Ubenyano. Follow no subscribe. So also not subscribe to your YouTube channel no HRETV. Na near my pankwa near the Brahma. Me say I feel wait here 2021 entertainment jinemu education jinemu and politics just say bibia jack of all trades, master of all. The valley, the status quo. It's and on the course what I'm saying. If you back to our very honorable viewers in the Munjana say, also come results and department sacra push out be proud and still deliver. And you guys have been very, very tremendous sharing, who's a subscription, of course, on YouTube, left, right, center. Of course, on the Sasu na yede asira kesiye so pa ema abofo so ya sene ayedi dwumedi ebramo mama edwumedi no aya kama na yesi asempa we enchetie wa maso na itetete ase kuku ekwon no yede ma say akonfa humem no eti num chichemu enum no o say ye pa ye behunti enye chicheboa na eboy ya chiche enye abo ne bede enye di asem no aba waboboa no enye say so na je na sua bi na wo so fa kire wunua na unya so enye dey entimi entua bi Ghana ana ye adwene ho o say ma omayi enda wo koma so arise Ghana youth dwumedi kese pa ana ye wudi no enti the Ghana man me na wodia enti no mema oma no ensem no nye besabasa ewo wabrabo mu South na media asida kese so ma producer director na akosi wise do say ogina fide na chi no o me fide de fuma no e da say odi dwuma pa asida etwa to kra akoma twedi ampo tuturo so yakopon na onankasa basa yadom oman na basa so a was trend tabemu a menu na ye sha ase a ye nya adom ani hira na experience etwa ye mu spede dia kyese yakoba a techerema eda ye bodu sem na boja everyday ye bofusane na ne ye ka se rade ye da ase se wama afi akwapra petu ye nya afi chabao ense obi na betu nda to bi do mi no se sanete dia yankoso a ne yensum Ghana yankoso a ne yensum humanity o se wa nya ma wunua no wa nya ma me eno na je say enche kra na branch bi ba Bible mu ana se Yesu Kristo asem na make am aha ana me de ma do besi mo somfo his right fresh speaking makramu nyina da se ne be se hia wa ya bye bye.